An obscure C-list celebrity. I went viral in the entertainment industry because I eat with such gusto. I'm not picky about staple foods, I don't avoid meat, and I'm all about carbs. My mealtime charisma is off the charts. A male celebrity joked about wanting to marry me so he could come to my house and cook for me. Then, a certain big shot from the Beijing circle personally replied, "I'm away on a business trip. Not dead, stop buying my wife's cooking." Me, and Ning, an 18-tier obscure celebrity in the entertainment industry, with no living fans online, relying entirely on 30,000 zombie fans bought for 50 yuan to keep up appearances. My agent refuses to accept fate, convinced that I'll become a breakout star. After begging and pleading, she finally pulled some strings to get me a spot as a background panel guest on a popular food variety show. Before filming began, my agent reminded me, "Remember, your persona is that of an aloof beauty, speak less." I nodded earnestly. During the recording, I was very obedient, only speaking 3 sentences the entire time. "Hello everyone, I'm in Ning, 3 more scoops of rice, please, can I take home the untouched fish, shrimp, and pig's trotters later?" The show director looked disgusted and waved me off, telling me to do as I pleased. By the time I happily left the venue with a large bag of luxurious leftovers, my agent had already fled in embarrassment, covering their face. I just didn't want to waste food. The following week, the food variety show was released. Suddenly, I, who only had a few seconds of screen time as a background prop, shot to the top of the hot search list. Netizens roasted. I don't know why, but watching this obscure celebrity eat gives off an inexplicable sense of reverence. Her eyes lit up when she saw the pig's trotters, like there was a kind of beauty in food controlling the brain. The meal tension is maxed out, making me angrily devour 2 bowls of rice along with her. I hate it, it's completely instinctual, without a hint of hesitation. It's practically a primal, beastly way of eating. It's been a long time since I've seen a female celebrity who eats so genuinely without any affectation. I'm a fan now. Oh right, what's the name of this obscure star? There are also marketing accounts that turned my 3 bites, 1 pig eating style into memes on Douyin, Kuaishou, and Bilibili. It's spreading like wildfire. It's become popular material for all kinds of bloggers. That night, I gained millions of followers in a frenzy, with my popularity even overshadowing the scandal of a certain superstar's group activities. My agent was bewildered. I was stunned too. Just like that, I went viral. The agent decisively overturned the aloof persona the company had crafted for me. He carried a strange, frenzied energy. "Starting today, your persona is the foodie persona. Eat. Eat with all your might, as long as it doesn't kill you. Eat like there's no tomorrow." I'm getting a little excited too, eating and drinking on the company dime, with no limits. Bliss. To solidify my persona, my agent quickly signed me up for an outdoor reality show called Have You Eaten Yet? It mainly involves cooking, eating, sleeping, and working. Many celebrities have praised the resident guest, Teacher Wang, for his delicious cooking. However, behind the scenes, the show has repeatedly made headlines due to rumors of scheming, fake eating, bad food, and favoritism, with its undercurrents and micro-expression analyses forming a major literary phenomenon in the entertainment industry. Eating studies. It's incredibly popular. Well, the venerable act of eating refuses to take the blame for this. As for me, not shedding tears for worldly matters, only losing sleep over a good meal and the slacking off, time to get to work. As soon as I arrived at the shooting location, while munching on an egg pancake, I casually looked up and noticed a young man in a simple shirt and black pants sitting there with a calm expression, enjoying the breeze. Broad shoulders, narrow waist, straight back, and a handsome face paired with the pastoral scenery of the recording site. It looked just like a photo shoot with some handsome top star. All the staff and guests were fawning over him, bustling around and offering endless concern. My agent quickly pulled me back from my daze, whispering urgently, "That's the big shot from the capital circle, Shen Chiwen. It's really strange, how did someone like him end up appearing on a variety show?" I snapped back to reality. Maybe he's craving it too. My agent gave me a light but firm flick on the forehead, speaking with a tone of exasperation. "Do you think he's just like you, only knowing how to eat?" I gave an awkward smile. My agent sighed helplessly. "Later, you should also go over and show some respect. Pour some water, serve some dishes. Don't just focus on eating. The whole thing is being live-streamed online, but don't be too obsequious either. Just make sure this big shot notices you. Maybe by then, this big shot will be in a good mood and toss you a few resources from the tip of their finger, and you could easily make it to the top tier." I obediently nodded. Then, after finishing the last bite of my egg pancake, I stepped into the filming set. A few bullet comments scrolled across the screen. My internet meal buddy is really here. Already prepared with instant noodles waiting to start eating with her, as soon as Ning arrives. It's time to test whether that regular cook's food is truly delicious. Damn, that's a unique perspective. You're making teacher Wang lose his reputation in his later years. Ha 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 ha. Thanks to the last trending topic, I've gained a bit of fame. I jumped from an unknown 18-tier nobody to a 5th-tier pretty face. All the guests greeted me politely when they saw me, except for Shen Chiwen, who just kept his eyes downcast with an indifferent expression. It seemed like he didn't care at all about the arrival of a nobody like me. I responded politely to each one while quickly scanning the dinner ingredients in the kitchen. A pile of seafood, good. Various meats, excellent. Various ingredients, very good. Various types of mushrooms, absolutely fantastic. No dietary restrictions at all. After exchanging insincere greetings with the guests, I decided to go help in the kitchen, hoping the seniors would use less chili when cooking. At that moment, Shen Chiwen, who had always been cold and reticent, suddenly spoke, thirsty, as if waiting for someone to serve him. The barrage immediately flooded the screen. If anyone else acted this cocky, I'd be cursing them out in a heartbeat. But this is Shen Chiwen. Can't do it. Can someone explain why we can't curse him out? Sure, he's handsome, but with that rude, entitled attitude, I'd still give him a piece of my mind. Lip Pearl, turn on your TV right now, switch to the most prestigious channel, and catch the news replay. Take a look at which row he sits in during those top-tier politically aligned business conferences. Thanks, I've seen it. So what? My husband sits in the front row, center seat at meetings. What's wrong with him being a little cocky? The other celebrities nearby were also taken aback by Shen Chiwen's words. They immediately scrambled to step forward and pour water for him, with a certain rising star ultimately taking the lead. He respectfully bent over to pour a cup of tea for Shen Chiwen. Mr. Shen, please do us the honor of tasting this tea. It's quite good. Someone, however, did not touch or take it. Instead, they just lifted their eyelids, their gaze sweeping past the crowd, landing squarely on my face. Come here. Everyone turned their heads in unison. I pointed at myself. Me. Shen Chiwen nodded, raising an eyebrow as if slightly impatient. Otherwise, oh, I had no choice but to walk over and plop down beside him. Then she poured a cup of bland, tasteless plain water and placed it in front of Shen Chiwen with a sharp slap. Probably because she couldn't control her strength, a fair amount of water splashed out of the cup, and a few drops even landed directly on Shen Chiwen's hand. The guests and staff all stared at me with looks that seemed to say, have you lost your mind? The live stream comments at this moment, damn, and Ning is getting a bit too full of herself, trying to attract Shen Chiwen's attention by acting all genuine. The last female celebrity who tried to deliberately catch Shen Chiwen's eye and ended up digging her own grave. The grass on her grave is already 3 meters high, just starting to gain a bit of favor, and she's already acting up, just seeking attention. Wait, why do I feel like Shen Chiwen seems to know Ning off camera? The agent frantically signaled me with their eyes, urging me not to dig my own grave and to apologize quickly. But under the watchful eyes of everyone, Shen Chiwen simply wiped the water droplets from his hand without a care. He picked up the water glass and took a slow, deliberate sip. The fingers holding the water glass were slender and elegant. Just as everyone breathed a sigh of relief, my stomach suddenly let out a few loud rumbles amplified by the microphone I was wearing. Nearly everyone around heard it clearly this time. Their faces didn't just turn pale, they turned green, and my agent is already rolling his eyes, ready to faint and play dead at any moment. Live comments. This isn't a foodie persona anymore, it's a full persona, my internet food buddy. Just carry him away. Did no one notice that Shen Chiwen just let out a helpless laugh? I awkwardly covered my stomach. How can I be hungry again right after eating an egg pancake? Next time, I'll have to ask the vendor to add 2 more eggs. Just as everyone was on edge, Shen Chiwen suddenly lifted his eyelids. He looked at the guests, his tone still quite polite. Could I ask when we can start eating? He didn't take offense at my rudeness. The guests exchanged glances, as if they had just survived a disaster. The resident guest who loves cooking immediately explained, Mr. Shen, it's too late today, no need to work, I'll start cooking right away, and we'll have dinner in half an hour. Thank you, just make sure to go easy on the chili in 1 or 2 of the dishes. Sure. Some started cooking, while others continued to try to curry favor. The show continued recording. I stayed by Shen Chiwen's side, listening to all sorts of flattering remarks, and really couldn't sit still. Especially since a certain female celebrity kept squeezing in next to me, so I decided to head to the kitchen first to get a whiff of the aromas and lend a hand. Just as I was about to shift my bottom, a hand landed on my leg under the table. The person didn't use much force, but it was clear they didn't want me to leave. Thinking the camera couldn't capture the undercurrents beneath the table, I stealthily poked that hand, then it turned around and firmly held mine, affectionate beyond measure. I cleared my throat lightly and quickly, with the free hand, refilled Shen Chiwen's cup. "Mr. Shen, would you like some more water?" Shen Chiwen's expression was not as cold as when he first arrived. He glanced at me, not answering but instead asking, "What did you call me?" I paused stealthily. I glanced at the camera that had been pointed at me all along, the celebrity guest right in front of me, and the microphone clipped to my collar that was still recording. I'm in a bind. No, damn it, how am I supposed to call Shen Chiwen husband in front of all these people? Yes, Shen Chiwen, a big shot in the capital's elite circles, is my husband, and I'm just a D-list nobody. Even if someone leaked this news, no one would believe it. They'd probably just call me a crazy bitch, but he really is my husband. We're legally married and living together. He could even be considered my child groom. This matter, I have to thank my dad. Back then, when my dad went into the mountains to gather firewood, he accidentally found Shen Chiwen unconscious. Later, we learned that he had escaped from human traffickers. I don't know how long I ran, but I ended up at the back hill of our village, where my father happened to see me. Back then, the technology for identifying relatives wasn't advanced, and information was scarce. It was truly difficult to find the biological parents of a child picked up in a remote mountain valley, so Shen Chiwen stayed at my home and became my nominal child groom, following me up the mountains and down the rivers, feeding pigs and herding cattle, going to school and studying. I caused trouble, he took the blame. He fell ill, I stayed by his side. Whatever I wanted to eat, he would save every penny to buy it for me. As that face of calamity slowly matured, it stirred the hearts of everyone in our surrounding villages, from the 80-year-olds down to the 8-year-olds. It wasn't until the summer of my 18th year that the human trafficker was finally caught. Shen Chiwen's parents quickly found their way to the village, arriving in a car with 4 interlocking circles that I didn't recognize, exuding an air of refined elegance. The villagers said it was called an Audi. Never heard of it. Must be a lousy car, because our village chief drives one with 5 rings, and that's called the Olympics. 5 rings have won more than 4 rings, so it must be twice as expensive. In any case, the family reunion scene was quite grand. One uncle sighed and said our family was about to have good fortune from now on, but my parents simply told his parents about Shen Chiwen's experiences over the years, then symbolically accepted a small amount of money for the meal and headed to the pigsty with their butcher knives. With a swift rise and fall of the blade, one pig was gone. Shen's parents were so frightened that the color drained from their faces. Later, Shen Chiwen held me close and kissed me for a long time, reluctant to let go. As our cheeks brushed against each other, he whispered hoarsely, asking me to wait for him. I nodded. Years passed, and he never returned. I covered my face, tears about to fall, when my agent stopped me with a look of surprise. He said I would definitely make a fortune if I entered the entertainment industry. "Oh, I'm going to get rich, then cry next time." The agent said he'd give me $5,000 to go participate in a talent show. $5,000, enough for me to eat pig trotters until I'm bloated like a giant. So I decisively agreed. Of course, with no singing or dancing skills, I was quickly eliminated. Netizens roasted me, saying watching me dance was like watching their grandma pick beans. My agent refused to believe in fate, dragging me along to hustle through the industry. She even sent me several PDF copies of An Actor Prepares. I played zombies, portrayed mistresses, and even suited up as Ultraman. Yet in the entertainment world, I remain utterly unknown. Finally, the shameless boss took me to a dinner party behind the agent's back. It was at that dinner party that I met Shen Chiwen. He was nothing like the cowherd from my family, elegant and aloof, dressed in a custom-made suit, surrounded by admirers. The company's big boss, who had rolled his eyes at me just yesterday, was bowing and scraping the entire time, toasting him. The struggling minor celebrity next to me whispered quietly, "That's Mr. Shen, who just returned from abroad. Compared to him, our boss is nothing." I lowered my head without saying a word, only feeling Shen Chiwen staring straight at me. His gaze carried a tangible heat. When I went to the restroom, he followed me into the cramped stall, kissing me nonstop and saying he missed me. That shamelessness was exactly the same as when we were kids. And then, he tricked me into marrying him, all because he said, "I'll buy you whatever you want to eat." I was completely stunned. Then, I went from being a regular wholesale customer on 1688 to becoming a distinguished VIP daddy at Chanel, as well as a senior connoisseur at various gourmet restaurants. Satisfied both materially and spiritually. A while ago, I was at home with him for a few shameless days because I was too obscure to have any work, but then I suddenly gained a bit of popularity, and my workload skyrocketed. So last night, when Shen Chiwen heard I was going to join this reality show, his face turned absolutely sour. I was even afraid he'd grab a belt, dip it in iodine, and beat me while disinfecting the wounds. But the next day, he still let me go. I thought he was supporting my career, but it turned out he just came to join the show himself, and he even made me call him husband. I couldn't help but feel a bit overwhelmed. If I really said it in front of the camera, I'm afraid my agent would faint tonight, and even the story of me falling into a pigsty as a child would be dug up. After thinking it over, I quietly and fawningly rubbed my hand against his. On the surface, however, I replied respectfully, Mr. Shen, how about I make sure you're well fed tonight? To an ordinary person, it might look like I was trying to curry favor and cling to a powerful figure, but in reality Shen Chiwen's Adam's apple bobbed, his eyes lighting up. He was satisfied. Just look at this shameless fellow. Just want to do something bad. Soon, dinner was finally served, and it was quite lavish. Bullet comments, wow, it looks delicious. I'm drooling already. How is Teacher Wang so amazing at cooking? It makes me want to join the show too. Look at that. Wang just pushed Anning aside and sat right in the middle again. Tsk tisk, he's been cooking for ages, and besides Mr. Shen, he's the highest ranking guest here. What's wrong with him sitting in the middle? The barrage of comments suddenly erupted into an argument. I didn't mind being pushed aside at all. Instead, I stared straight at the dishes on the table. Teacher Wang cleared his throat, putting on airs. Well, welcome everyone to our show. He looked at a certain rising star with considerable kindness. Welcome, Zhou Meng. Zhou Meng respectfully raised her glass. Thank you, Teacher Wang. I'll definitely finish all the food you made today. Good, good. He then turned to a certain rising star, speaking just as kindly. Eat more, Xiao Zhang. You still have work to do tomorrow. The scrawny, beanpole-like idol gave an awkward chuckle. All right, Teacher Wang. Teacher Wang then turned to look at me, his expression faltering for a moment. Likely because he couldn't quite recall the name of this newly somewhat popular, yet still obscure, celebrity. Welcome, welcome, and welcome to you too. I actually managed to get away with it. My lips twitched, and in the end, I let out a few awkward chuckles. Thank you, senior. Then I lowered my head again, staring at the food while desperately swallowing my saliva. I can't take it anymore. I'm so hungry I'm starting to feel a bit dizzy. I'm just waiting for him to finish the pleasantries and give the signal. Then I'll start devouring the food. Finally, Teacher Wang turned to Shen Chiwen, speaking with great respect, without any trace of his earlier tone. Welcome, President Shen. Your presence truly brings honor to our humble gathering. I didn't add any chili to these dishes. You can try them. They're very nutritious. The other celebrity guests chimed in as well. Shen Chiwen listened indifferently for a few moments, then suddenly asked, So, can we eat now? Teacher Wang paused. All the flattering words he had prepared were instantly choked back in his throat. He could only awkwardly raise his hand to gesture to everyone. Eat, let's start eating, don't be shy. That's exactly what I was waiting for. I immediately went to scoop a big bowl of rice. Ever since I arrived, the popular young actress Zhou Meng has been giving me subtle, unfriendly looks, especially after seeing that Shen Chiwen didn't give me a hard time. She became even more sarcastic. She looked at me now, feigning surprise. Anning, you really eat this much? I thought the netizens were exaggerating. Holding my bowl, I replied earnestly, not an exaggeration at all. I really can eat this much. When I was little, my family was poor, and I always gave the good stuff to Shen Chiwen, though in the end, he would always stuff it all back into my mouth. But I still crave it, so when I grew up and had a little money, I spent it all on food. Zhou Meng then proudly moved her baby bowl. We serious actors don't dare eat much for work. Afraid of looking bad on camera. It's so painful, this wave of playing. The victim immediately heated up the bullet comments. Our sister works so hard filming, she doesn't even dare to eat much. It's heartbreaking. She's gotten so thin. Woo-woo. My heart aches for sister. I know Zhou Meng is really popular, but how come I haven't seen many of her dramas? Our sister's new drama XX Chronicles has high ratings on 2 channels and even made it onto the platform's financial report. Its commercial value is top tier. You know, this drama has already finished airing. How come I didn't know about it at all? Ha 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 ha. The casual viewers really know how to hit where it hurts at the dinner table. Zhou Meng's words left me feeling a bit bewildered. But didn't you just say you've been wanting to eat Teacher Wang's cooking for a long time? It's okay to make an exception and eat a little more, right? Zhou Meng's expression froze. Teacher Wang probably enjoys being praised for his cooking skills. Hearing this, he immediately picked up a spoon and served the rising star actress another heap of rice. He said kindly, right, Zhou Meng, come on, eat more. Once you leave tomorrow, you won't get to taste it anymore. Zhou Meng stared at the suddenly enormous pile of rice in front of her, completely dumbfounded. If she ate it, she'd be stuffed to death and gain weight. Not eating would offend Teacher Wang, but in front of the camera and Shen Qiwen, she quickly snapped back to reality and smiled sweetly. Thank you, Teacher Wang. I'll definitely finish it all today. Am I the only one who thinks Zhou Meng was subtly targeting Ning just now? Yes, only you think so. My sister was just curious. Don't misinterpret it as a challenge, and definitely don't try to overreach and make baseless accusations. Speaking of which, if Ning can eat so much without gaining weight, isn't that just the perfect metabolism for staying slim? Ha ha ha, what a perfect way to describe a fast metabolism. I can't see the bullet comments. Nor do I care whether Zhou Meng can finish that bowl of rice. I simply pick up my chopsticks and start eating. First bite, braised pork belly, greasy, fatty, and sweet. It's like they killed the sugar merchant. I felt like my throat was clogged with the sweetness of the braised pork. Unable to spit it out, I could only stuff 2 big mouthfuls of rice to force it down. But looking up, I saw all the celebrities at the table eating with great relish, and some were even lavishing praise, looking utterly blissful as if it were the most delicious thing ever. They're all such great actors, so how come the TV shows they make are getting worse and worse? Shen Qiwen noticed something was off with me and took a bite of the meat himself, then frowned. He put down his chopsticks, didn't touch that dish again, and started gulping down water. Zhou Meng had been watching Shen Qiwen the whole time and immediately asked with concern, Mr. Shen, what's wrong? Did you choke? Shen Qiwen nodded politely. It's too sweet. Zhou Meng let out an ah, then suddenly turned to look at me, and Ning, do you also think it's too sweet? I noticed you only took 1 bite and stopped eating. Shen Qiwen slapped him in the face, and Teacher Wang didn't dare to make a sound. Now that the focus was on me, Teacher Wang felt he was back in the game. She looked directly at me, her gaze sharp as a torch. It was as if I dared to say anything unfavorable, I would never be able to make it in the entertainment industry again. But if I said it was good, I would be seen as opposing Shen Qiwen, and I still wouldn't be able to survive. Although I wasn't afraid of offending my own husband, I unhurriedly took a bite of rice, answering with a question instead. So, what do you think? Zhou Meng was taken aback. Me? I nodded, curious. Yeah, I noticed you haven't taken a single bite. What's wrong? Don't you like it? With that kick, I sent the ball right back to them. Zhou Meng choked up. Teacher Wang turned her head sharply toward her again, and noticing Zhou Meng's deliberately evasive gaze, she deliberately served her some meat. That's right. Why aren't you eating? Here, have a few more pieces. Looking at the pile of rice topped with a few more pieces of cloyingly sweet fatty meat, Zhou Meng's forced smile was about to slip from her face. Thank you, Teacher Wang. I really love it. Bullet comments. To be honest, and Ning has brains, while the other one, no wonder she's just a pretty face. So Teacher Wang's cooking is just SOSO. Haha. Better not say it. Careful or you'll get blocked in a bit. So annoying. My sister should never come to this kind of show again, getting bullied by a nobody and then harassed by a senior. Are the fans okay? The dinner table that followed was still filled with hypocritical greetings and compliments, but at least I managed to eat my fill. All in all, it wasn't bad, just ordinary in taste, with even a couple of dishes falling a bit flat. They certainly weren't as amazing as everyone made them out to be. I was a little disappointed. After the meal, the live stream was shut down. The guests returned to their respective rooms to shower, sleep, and rest. For a heavyweight figure like Shen Qiwen, the production team naturally gave special treatment, quickly tidying up a clean, spacious room. As for me, I had no choice but to share a room with Zhou Meng. Just thinking about her gunpowder-like hostility makes me a bit worried. At that moment, a message came through on my phone. Shen Qiwen, come over. Someone's getting impatient, but I'm a bit hesitant. Me, that's not appropriate, honey. Shen Qiwen, then should I come over? Me, I'm on my way. As soon as I stepped out, I ran straight into my agent. Where are you going? I stammered. My agent frowned. Are you hungry again, Anning? Are you a pig? All you do is eat, eat, eat. Here, Take this. I just grabbed a work meal. I was indeed hungry, but I didn't want to take it. I just suddenly remembered that Shin Chi-wen didn't seem to have eaten much tonight, so I hurriedly took the work meal. Thanks, bro. The manager rolled her eyes, exasperated at my lack of ambition. Eat somewhere private. We can't let the buzz we've finally built up be ruined because you got caught sneaking a bite. I get it. The agent turned around to go get another meal while no one was paying attention. I quietly slipped to the door of Shin Chi-wen's room. Just as I was about to sneakily knock, the door suddenly swung open. Then I was yanked inside when I was pressed against the door and kissed until my head spun. A sudden knock sounded. Zhou Meng's sweet, delicate voice rang out. Mr. Shen, the mosquitoes are bad in the mountains at night. I have some floral water. Would you like some? Shin Chi-wen was too busy to respond with his mouth. Zhou Meng knocked again. President Shen, are you asleep? I see the light is still on. President Shen, I have something else I'd like to discuss with you. Are you available? President Shen. Shin Chi-wen finally responded. He said coldly, not convenient. I'm busy, having been snubbed. Zhou Meng's tone carried a hint of disappointment. Pitiful to see. Please don't misunderstand. I just wanted to show some concern for you. Not familiar. Get lost. Alright, then you should get some rest early. Although Zhou Meng had some ulterior motives, she still didn't dare to provoke Shin Chi-wen. Reluctantly, she turned to leave. At that moment, I couldn't help but let out a sob. And upon realizing it, I quickly covered my mouth. Shin Chi-wen teased. Honey, you need to keep it down. If others hear you, you'll get angry again. Shut up. I felt utterly helpless, on the verge of tears. Zhou Meng naturally heard it. She paused in her steps, wanting to ask something but not daring to. Not long after, I heard her outside asking the staff everywhere if they had seen me, her voice trembling more and more with each question. The next day, just as dawn was breaking, Shin Chi was urgently called away on a business trip. The domineering CEO is truly a legendary profession. They rise earlier than roosters, sleep later than dogs, yet possess stamina comparable to a stud horse. After he was picked up by his secretary, I seized the moment when no one was paying attention to slip back into the room. As soon as I entered, Zhou Meng, who had been giving me the cold shoulder just yesterday, was already awake, or rather, she probably hadn't slept at all. She glared at me with dark circles under her eyes, seething with anger but not daring to speak out. I thought she was about to stir up trouble, but she just rolled over and didn't give me a hard time. I couldn't be bothered to deal with her, so I buried my head and went back to sleep. After waking up, the show resumed filming, and a new guest arrived, a newly popular male idol, named Zhou Xian. With his striking features and thick eyebrows, he could strike up a friendly conversation with anyone, and he was even quite amiable toward a low-profile person like me when I was doing farm work. He didn't slack off either, learning various tasks and working diligently. He even helped teacher Wang with cooking after the work was done. I don't even need to look at the bullet comments to know that this kind of warm, outgoing boy persona is exactly what the audience loves the most. But it has to be said, his cooking skills are a notch above teacher Wang's. At least it's not too sweet or too salty. No matter how tired or hungry the others are, they still have to watch their figures and dare not eat too much. Only I, who had been tired all day, ate with great relish, devouring 3 big bowls of rice in a frenzy. Zhou Xian looked at me, quite pleasantly surprised. Anning, for people like us who cook, there's nothing we love more than seeing others enjoy their food so much. I praised him, because it really is delicious. The meal you made is excellent. Zhou Xian was extremely cheerful. Wow, thank you, Anning. I suddenly feel like marrying you and cooking for you exclusively. I was puzzled. Thinking of the jealous one at home, I immediately said, that's completely unnecessary. Zhou Xian was probably just joking, still grinning from ear to ear. But later, during the program recording, he stuck by my side the whole time, even giving me some extra one-on-one coaching. I couldn't even dodge him if I tried. All I could do was pray that Shin Chi-wen was too busy with meetings to catch this part. The barrage of comments playfully teased, it feels like a Ning coming to this show is like a mouse falling into a rice jar. Gotta say, and Ning and Zhou Xian are a great match. And their personalities are good too. One loves to eat, the other knows how to cook. I'm totally shipping them. No, Shin Chi-wen and Ning still have more CP chemistry. Who doesn't get the appeal of the domineering CEO and the caged canary trope? Before dinner, my recording session ended. After saying goodbye to everyone, my agent drove me away. Sitting in the back seat, munching on a deluxe plus version of an egg-stuffed pancake, I listened to him talk about my popularity over the past 2 days. The response has been great. And I've gained a lot of new followers. However, Zhou Meng's fans have been relentlessly slandering me, which has unexpectedly generated even more buzz. Only Zhou Meng, for some inexplicable reason, has been frantically stepping in to urge her fans not to cause trouble. Instead, she ended up getting slapped a few times by her own fans. The entire northwestern Shaanxi region is in utter chaos. In short, the agent is very satisfied. Anning, you're truly famous now. You must always be mindful of your words and actions, so people don't think you're just a little foodie who can devour a whole pig in 3 bites. You have no idea how many eyes are watching you. I know you're a kid who loves to eat, and I hope you can keep that appetite, but you also need to hold yourself to a higher standard. Be cautious with your words and actions. Set an example as an idol. Eat what you should. Avoid what you shouldn't. Only then can you go further. Me, a foodie, still have to watch my words and actions. It's not about sleeping or taxes, the agent continued. You and Zhou Xian have great chemistry too. His line about wanting to marry you even made it to the trending topics. Now a low-budget romance film has come knocking. I pondered for a moment. I'll pass on that one. It would be painful to watch. The agent thought so too. Indeed, I'm afraid your acting skills would get you scolded right out of the industry after filming, but none of this compares to you and Shen Qiwen. Some people think you two are exactly like a domineering CEO and his delicate wife. Netizens have even written several fanfics about you, and strangely enough, those posts haven't been taken down. President Shen truly lives up to his reputation. His influence is immense, far beyond what ordinary celebrities can match. See, your names have suddenly trended on the hot search again. The agent said, tapping on the hot search entry featuring me. And Shen Qiwen on his phone screen. Then, he fell off his chair. It really fell, slipping from the passenger seat. I tumbled into a strange, sprawling position. The whole person looked as if they had received some tremendous shock. Staring at me in the back seat in astonishment, I sensed something was off, pulled out my phone, and took a look at Shen Qiwen. I'm on a business trip, not dead. Stop eyeing my wife's cooking. Accompanied by a photo of his chef's license. Alright, the vinegar bottle still. Saw it, yes, a chef's license. Shen Qiwen knew I was a foodie, afraid that other men might win my heart through my stomach, so despite his busy schedule, he went to New Western Culinary Center and got certified. Frying, stir-frying, boiling, braising. He mastered all 8 major Chinese cuisines, so usually, after I finish the meal he cooks at home, he gets to eat me. A perfect closed loop. Shen Qiwen's tweet caused quite a stir. Our relationship was naturally exposed along with it. Netizens quickly went back to review the details of our interactions in the show, then sighed in amazement. I was just saying how Shen Qiwen kept looking towards the entrance earlier, as if waiting for someone. Turns out he was waiting for Anning. Thought Anning was getting a bit too full of herself, but it turns out they were just messing around. I think I saw in one of the behind-the-scenes clips that Anning was pulled into the room by someone's hand. No wonder their CP fanfics and trending topics haven't been taken down. Alright. We're all just part of their little game. No way, I just started shipping her and Zhou Xian. By the way, are they really married? Did they get their marriage certificate? How come there's no news at all? We didn't mention it before mainly because we secretly got our marriage certificate without even our parents knowing, planning to announce it properly after some time. The most important thing was that Shen Qiwen was studying what kind of kneeling posture would prevent my dad from getting so angry that he'd set the dogs on him. As a result, in a fit of jealousy, Shen Qiwen stopped pretending and laid his cards on the table. Watching Shen Qiwen humbly explain this situation to his parents and mine over the phone, I quietly opened Weibo. No joke, I almost got logged out. It's gone viral. I've completely blown up. My fan count has skyrocketed by over 10 million. Almost every celebrity has followed me. The top trending search is my name, sitting at number 1, followed by a huge explosive tag. If I had gone viral like this before, my agent would probably be over the moon with joy. But thinking about the horrified expression he had just moments ago when he saw me throw myself into Shen Qiwen's arms and act all coquettish, well, he definitely flew, just not in the way he'd hoped. Scared out of my wits. Nevertheless, he still dutifully helped me deal with the malicious posts, because some people questioned whether I was Shen Qiwen's kept little canary, or a third party. After some thought, I decided to post a censored version of my marriage certificate, not trying to show off. It's just that this kind of tacky gossip could affect Shen Qiwen's career. As a nobody in the industry, I don't really care. It doesn't affect my daily life. Once the marriage certificate was posted, a lot of those negative posts disappeared. Many netizens left comments. How do I win over a domineering CEO? Sister, Please teach me the rules for catching a rich second-generation heir or what I need to do. I replied one by one, I know how to cut pig feed, can feed pigs, herd cattle, and farm the land. Being able to eat a whole pig in 3 bites works too. If that's not possible, then just eat well and don't waste food. Everyone suddenly understood. It turns out you have to stay grounded. A few days later, with no works to my name but having become wildly popular, I brought Shinchiwen back to our village. The familiar smells of cow dung, chicken droppings, pigsty, and all sorts of natural scents. My dad and my mom each sat at the door, holding a butcher's knife. I look around. Good, no dogs were set loose. It seems my parents aren't angry. Without a word, Shinchiwen walked over and knelt down with a thud. The apology was quite sincere. My parents were startled, nearly dropping the knife. Xiaowen, what are you doing, uncle, aunt? It's my fault. If you want to hit someone, hit me. My dad snorted coldly. How dare I hit you? Your bodyguards are all watching from behind. The moment I show my face, I'll be taken out instantly. TSK, even my dad is using trendy vocabulary now. My mother was quite concerned. Since you're already married, do your parents have any issues with you marrying down? No. Aren't you afraid my family might be after your money? Shinchiwen pondered for a moment. Money isn't important. They're mainly worried your family might come at them with a butcher's knife. My parents looked at each other. Why? I timidly raised my hand. Because I'm pregnant. That's right, I'm pregnant. And I throw up whenever I eat. It turns out that teacher Wang didn't beat the candy seller to death. It was just my morning sickness. I almost ruined his reputation in his later years. Shame. I'll definitely write an 800-word praise essay and post it online later. In short, the news of my pregnancy brought immense joy to Shinchiwen. He stopped going to the company altogether, spending all his time learning how to care for a pregnant woman and cooking specially for me. Every day when Shin's parents heard about my pregnancy, they angrily scolded someone for being shameless, all while fearing that my parents might come knocking on their door with murderous intent. After all, the sight of my father wielding a butcher's knife back then was quite intimidating, so they are extremely caring towards me. The family atmosphere is quite harmonious. My popularity in the entertainment industry continues to soar. Countless invitations for movies, TV dramas, and variety shows are coming my way. Food variety shows alone are as numerous as the hairs on an ox. My agent, concerned about my health and pressured by Shinchiwen's silent intimidation, reluctantly helped me turn down all my work. But how could I be content as a pampered little wife? I insisted on taking on a few ads to earn some baby formula money, selling instant noodles, braised pig trotters and chicken feet, fried chicken burgers. All food advertisements perfectly matches my essence. Netizen spicy comments. Thankfully Ning is a celebrity, and thankfully President Shen has a vast family business. Otherwise the Engel coefficient would be sky high. Making money is indeed a joy, but it can also be quite miserable. After all, I can only endorse it, not eat it, because during the prenatal checkup, they said the baby in my belly was quite large, and I would likely face significant risks during childbirth. Upon hearing this, Shinchiwen's face instantly changed. After returning home, my food intake was strictly controlled while ensuring proper nutrition every day. I craved food so much that I even dreamed about eating. One day, I couldn't resist any longer and got up in the middle of the night to find a pack of boneless chicken feet in the fridge, happily sneaking a bite. Just as I was enjoying it, a cold laugh came from behind me. I trembled as I turned my head to see Shinchiwen leaning against the wall, his face as dark as the bottom of a pot. I wanted to explain, but my mouth was occupied by chicken feet, and every time I tried to speak, bits of chicken claw sprayed out. Shinchiwen sighed. He raised his hand, pinched my mouth, and picked out all the chicken claw bones. Then he comforted me helplessly, saying, "Bear with it, I'll make you something even more delicious in the future." Finally, after enduring for nearly 10 months, I gave birth. Shinchiwen stood before me with reddened eyes, wiping my sweat while asking if I had anything to say. My hand trembled as I raised it. "Give me a deluxe egg pancake, with 3 eggs, extra chili. I'm starving." Shinchiwen's tears vanished instantly. He sneered and shoved my hand back. "The egg pancake stall is in Iraq, give it up." Wow, what a heartless man. I'll eat him out of house and home sooner or later. After hearing the story above, what are your thoughts? Feel free to share your opinions in the comments section. Looking forward to hearing from you. If you liked this story, don't forget to like it, share it, and subscribe to my channel. See you next time.